Hey guys, thanks for watching another video here from Trick Videos. Today I'm going to show you how to do a full clean on your Mossberg 500 pump action shotgun. First I'm going to give you a little review on Frog Lube. Now I used it for a while and the action seemed to be real nice and smooth and everything, but after a while I did notice it started to gel up, and that was a problem for me because I like my action nice and smooth, so cycles fast. So anyway, I really wouldn't recommend using it on your guns unless you clean them really often. Then it might not be a problem, but I really wouldn't recommend you using it for firearms that you use for self-defense especially. So let's get started with the cleaning. Now the first thing I want to see you do is cycle the action a few times, as with any other firearm. And then next thing you want to do is push out this little pin right here, and then you remove the trigger assembly, and then you remove the bullet catch and the bullet interrupter, and then you remove the bolt slide and the bolt, and that will come out where the barrel is. Take my sling off, and then I'll take the barrel off as I get this off. Now you have to have the action open part of the way to get the barrel to come off correctly. And now the bolt will come directly out the end, and then we'll take out the pump and the elevator. Now the elevator, you just squeeze the sides and it gets those little pins out of the side of the gun. Okay, now we're ready to start with the cleaning. First thing you want to do is take some cleaning solvent. Just put a little bit on a brush, and I always go down inside the gun and just clean all of the parts that look dirty, and all the moving parts slide on the inside of the gun. After I get that all done, take a towel and just wipe out the dirt and burnt powder and stuff from the inside and the old oil. Make sure you don't leave any lint or anything down inside the gun. Alright, now we're ready to start with the internal parts of the gun. Now I do recommend you wearing gloves when you do this. It's a really good idea. And now for the bolt. Try not to get cleaning solvent down inside the bolt. You don't want it breaking down anything on the inside of the bolt. Anywhere where you can wipe it off, you can put it, but don't get it inside. Next, I'm going to clean the elevator. And then the cartridge interrupter and the cartridge stop. Alright, now for the trigger mechanism, be careful not to let the hammer drop because it'll dry fire and it can hurt stuff because it'll swing too far. What I'm going to clean here is just the hammer itself and the top of this. I don't want to get any, again, I don't want to get any cleaning solvent inside the actual trigger mechanism. Just cleaning the outside of it. Now when you're cleaning the trigger assembly, you want to make sure all these pins along here are fairly even on both sides, because if it gets a lot of vibration when you're using it, those pins can work their way out a little bit to one side, and it can catch in the gun, and that can cause you quite a bit of trouble. So anyway, then you just put the hammer back, put the tension back on the hammer again, and careful not to let it drop again. And now I'm gonna, sorry about that guys, my camera's battery went dead on me. Fortunately with the DSLR camera, the mirror, at least with the Nikon D3200, the mirror drops and you can hear it run out of battery, so that's a plus. Alright, now cleaning the barrel. You take a cleaning brush. First you're going to run a cleaning patch through there. Just stick a cleaning patch on the end of your rod, and then I'm going to dip it in some solvent once I get it on there. If I can get it on there. Alright, there we go. Alright, now get some cleaning solvent on there, and then just run it down through the bore of your gun. Just let that sit for a few seconds. You can run it through there a few times if you want to. Make sure you get plenty in there. And let it sit there for a few seconds while you switch back to the brush. Now, what the brush does is it loosens all the burnt powder and dirt and all that down in there, so you can remove it with a cleaning patch. So I'm just going to run that down through there a few times. And once you do that, I'm going to take another cleaning patch, and I'm going to stick a little bit of oil on there. Just get some on there. And then I'm going to run it through the barrel so it removes all the loose debris and puts a thin coat of oil down the barrel. Now you can run as many as you want through there until it comes out clean. Okay, now that I have the barrel clean, I'm going to apply a little bit of oil to all the sliding surfaces of the internal parts of the gun. Alright, now once you do that, you can put a little bit on the inside of the gun housing. Get all the solvent off there. I don't recommend doing this either, but I guess I'm going to do this. Get the solvent off. Alright, now I just stick a little bit of the oil on the bristles of the brush. And then I'm just going to lubricate the inside of the gun. Alright, now let's start sticking it back together. Now the first thing that goes in when you're putting it back together is the elevator. Now you want to get those little pins right there lined up with the holes in the side of the gun. Just put it down in there and squeeze it together. It's springy. Just get it down in the holes. There it goes. Now you want to put the bolt in. The firing pin goes forward and this part goes down. Now once you put that down in there, I always, when you get the bolt part of the way down in there, I always push the elevator down just until it touches the top of the bolt. And then I slide the bolt back the rest of the way. And then you put the bolt slide on top of the bolt, right in this, goes in this groove right here. Like that. And then I just get the bolt slide down into these little grooves that it slides in. Just a little bit, like maybe 3/16 of an inch. And then you take the pump, you put the pump on there. And that just goes down through those slots. And then it slides down there. And now the end of the pumps, I don't know what I want to call them, slides, I'll just call them slides, go into the grooves of the bolt slide. And I'm sorry, but you got to have the bolt slide back just a little bit to get the catches on the pump to lock down in the catches on the bolt slide. I know I said that wrong, but now once you get those down in there and locked in, you pull it forward a little bit, and that's to hold everything together. Now you can go ahead and put the bullet interrupter and the bullet stop, and then you can put in the trigger housing, and then you put the pin back in. Now that's all there is to that. Now I always like to pump it a couple times, make sure the pump stop holds it stopped, and when you push it, it works. And then I also like to have it on safety, test, make sure it doesn't fire, and then you take it off, make sure it does. And now you can go ahead and put the barrel back on. And put the sling back on if you have a sling. And then I always check everything again. And you're ready to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.